Download this code from codegive.com, link in the description below. Certainly, writing and understanding Linux kernel drivers can be quite complex, but with the right resources and a clear approach, you can get a good grasp of how they work. Below is a structured tutorial that covers the fundamentals of Linux kernel drivers, along with a simple code example. Overview of Linux kernel drivers. Linux kernel drivers are modules that allow the operating system to communicate with hardware devices. They serve as an intermediary between the hardware and the system calls made by user applications. Drivers can be categorized into different types. 1. Character drivers, handle data as a stream of bytes, example keyboards, mice. 2. Block drivers, handle data in fixed size blocks, example hard disks. 3. Network drivers, handle network interface cards, NICs. Setting up your environment. 1. Install the required tools. You need to have a Linux environment. Ubuntu or any other distribution with kernel development tools is recommended. Install the kernel headers and build essential packages. 2. Create a development directory. Set up a directory to hold your driver code. Writing a simple character driver. This example will illustrate a simple character driver that registers a device and allows reading/writing data. Step 1. Create the driver code. Create a file named my_char_driver.c and add the following code. Step 2. Compile the driver. Create a makefile in the same directory. Now, compile the driver. Step 3. Load and test the driver. 1. Load the driver. 2. Check the kernel log. You can check the kernel messages to see if the driver loaded correctly. 3. Create a device file. Create a device file in /dev using node. You can find the major _ number by checking dmesk after loading the module. 4. Test the driver. You can now read and write to /dev/my_char_device. Use a simple echo and cat commands. 5. Unload the driver. Once done, you can remove the driver. Learning resources. 1. Books. Linux Device Drivers by Jonathan Corbett, Alessandro Rubini, and Greg Crowe-Hartman, available for free online. Linux Kernel Development by Robert Love. 2. Documentation. The Linux kernel documentation is a comprehensive resource. https://www.kernel.org/doc/html/latest. Check the documentation directory in the Linux kernel source for specifics on driver development. 3. Online tutorials. The Linux Kernel Module Programming Guide, https://www.tldp.org/ldp/lkmpg/2.6/html/index.html. Code examples on GitHub and forums like Stack Overflow. Conclusion. This tutorial provides a foundational understanding of writing a simple character driver in Linux. As you progress, you may explore more complex drivers, kernel subsystems, and advanced topics like concurrency and interrupt handling. Always remember to work in a controlled environment, as kernel development can lead to system crashes if mishandled. Happy coding!